Well, hello there, ladies and gents. I'm Tammy Sipniewski, and you are watching Clear Cryptos. I do not want you to misconstrue this video. This might come off as I'm defending Sam Bankman-Fried, but let me tell you, that is 100% not what I'm doing. But it does seem like at the moment, Sam Bankman-Fried happens to be the new boogeyman, right? I had sent out a tweet over the weekend saying, hey, maybe Sam Bankman-Fried kidnapped the Lindbergh baby. Hey, maybe Sam Bankman-Fried, maybe he sank the Titanic. He's the new boogeyman, and now everybody that has ever done anything wrong is going to point a finger at him and say, yeah, it's all because of this guy. Once again, I think he's a criminal and should be imprisoned after a trial. That's how I feel about him. But you have people like Suzu and Kyle Davies of Three Arrows Capital saying, yeah, you know what? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was Sam Bankman-Fried all along. So let's get to this article where they're talking about how FTX may have been the ones to foil them. But before I do, I just want to remind you, in case you're unfamiliar with Three Arrows Capital, they were a cryptocurrency hedge fund that gambled like a bunch of degenerates. They gambled very heavily on staked Ethereum. That didn't work out for them. They had great exposure to Terra Luna, and they were completely leveraged to the hilt. And when I talk about leverage, they may have been the most leveraged people in all of cryptocurrency. When they went bankrupt, it started a domino effect of all of these other exchanges and platforms going into bankruptcy as well. Uh, FTX had exposure to Three Arrows Capital. Bit Bitmet, no, excuse me, BitMEX had exposure. Voyager had exposure. Deribit had exposure. Bitfinex had exposure. BlockFi had exposure to them. We're talking the tunes of billions of dollars that they were leveraged. So I don't want to hear that it's all because of Sam Bankman-Fried. And to be honest with you, I'm not even 100% confident that it was Sam Bankman-Fried that did all of this shorting of UST and was responsible for the entire cryptocurrency collapse. Because the people who shorted UST made a lot of money. And if indeed he is the one that did all of this to plug his very large hole, he would have made that money and could have plugged the hole. What is going on? Why are all of these other people now saying, after FTX basically shutters shop, now saying, we knew it all along, it's him? I don't like when people do that. I don't like when they Monday morning quarterback and say, I knew it all along and I would have done things differently. What you should do is bring the evidence to the table before FTX is shut down, before FTT loses all of its value, and the regular person that's invested and has their cryptocurrency on FTX gets hurt. That would have been the time to raise the alarm bells. And when I'm talking about raising alarm bells, I don't mean about getting on your YouTube channel, sweating bullets and yelling into the microphone and screaming like a crazy, deranged person about how SBF is the devil incarnate. That's not evidence. That's you speaking emotionally. And when you present yourself like that, nobody is going to listen to you. If you want people to listen to you and take you seriously, you need to speak with composure, elocution, and diction, and bring some evidence while you're at it. After all, it's cryptocurrency, it's the blockchain. Evidence should be very easy to come by. Anyway, let's get to the part where Suzu and Kyle Davies are like, yeah, was that dirty Sam Bankman-Fried all along? Although they do basically say, yeah, and we were completely leveraged. Three Arrows Capital breaks silence, says that FTX and Alameda hunted their positions during the Luna collapse. The founders of the now defunct crypto hedge fund Three Arrows Capital are speaking out after months of silence in the wake of the firm's bankruptcy. That's another thing. These guys have been completely absent, all quiet on the Western Front when it comes to these guys. Now, all of a sudden, they come chiming in. Three Arrows founders Kyle Davies and Zhu Su have both taken to Twitter to speak out on the recent collapse of crypto exchange FTX and its trading arm Alameda Research, saying that the firms were involved with triggering 3AC's bankruptcy. I don't believe that, not for a second. I ran a hedge fund for Three Arrows Capital with Sue for over a decade, 7 to 10 figures organic. Since 2018, we were all in on crypto. In May 2022, Luna exploded in the aftermath of correlated positions, spreads, investments, all moving got us. All moving against got us, excuse me. We understand now that FTX, Alameda, hunted our positions, but at the end of the day, we lost our money. We were the largest money losers, and that of liquidity providers and creditors. Today, we are not in control of the firm. There is a liquidation in process, which will run its due course for all involved. Responding to what purported to be screenshots of a Telegram chat with Alameda, Su Zhu says that Three Arrows Capital was wronged in some way, but didn't go into details. Really? You didn't go into details? Because if I had lost a ton of money and I felt like I knew who it was that had done it to me, and in turn, my clients and customers, I would be screaming with the details. Wouldn't you? It's a long story, but we were scammed just like you guys. It's okay. Justice is coming. Justice is coming for you, hopefully. Despite any claims against FTX or Alameda, both Davies and Zhu have both said that they perhaps could have spent more time studying the mechanics of Luna and UST before investing in it. Luna UST was unprecedented, and we completely messed up with the thesis around it, just because people were earning 20% yield on a stable coin. Who could have seen things going wrong there? We were attracted by the quality of backers, builders, teams, and didn't spend enough time on the mechanics. And when it comes to the mechanics and it comes to understanding smart contracts, that is the very basis of blockchain and cryptocurrency. Now, maybe perhaps the normal person wouldn't understand these different financial instruments and the mechanics thereof, but you purport yourself to be a cryptocurrency hedge funder that has been all in on cryptocurrency now for so long, and you've managed so many assets. You should have known. You should completely have known the mechanics of Luna. What else are you doing if not investigating your investments? What are you doing there at the office is the question I would like to ask them face to face. Now that they're back on Twitter after their prolonged absence of nobody being able to get any kind of answers out of them, now they're chiming in. All of this seems very suspect to me. Once again, I think Sam Bankman-Fried is criminal and should go to jail and has harmed a lot of people, and that is terrible. But I don't believe that he was the one that did all of this. I think a lot of people are going to place blame on him now for everything because they'd rather say, please stop looking at me and just look over there. Just let me get some semblance of my life back. Take the pressure off me and lay it on this guy. He's the crypto boogeyman. Well, that's going to do it here for me today. I appreciate you so much for joining me. And until next time, please take care of yourself.